Good evening, Excellencies, Access Bank, Access Warriors, and the Fearless. My name is Tunji. I started working with Access Bank 2004, about 20 years ago. I started as an escort driver attached to Mr. Ike in Mekwede. I worked with him for 2 months to 3 before I was deployed to work with Mr. Herbert Wigwe, late Herbert Wigwe. Before I started working with him, there was an event I had to go for, which Madam Doreen Wigwe, we had to travel to Obosi in Anambra State. I led the convoy. Excuse me. On our way back, I don't know what she saw in me. She asked our driver then, late Kamal Yusuf, to park around Bagada and ask the escort driver to come. I got to her and she asked, "Can you work with Herbert?" I said yes, but I have some few concern. That was 2006 towards August, December. And I was supposed to get married around 2006 December. For the fact that I know the nature of work, how we work, the way we close. So I told him I have a concern. I told her I have a concern. The man said, "We will look into it." Some days after I started working with him, he traveled and was supposed to come back on Virgin Atlantic, that early morning flight. I left my house around 8 o'clock, was going to work. I got into a popular event then in Lagos called One Chance. I was beaten and badly battered. I managed to get home. Tunji here found out that this was the situation. Immediately the father came in the morning. I'm sure Tunji mentioned to him. And while we were going to work that same morning, he spoke to the present CEO Access Holding, get my driver a car. And that was the beginning of the benefit a lot of junior staff today do benefit in Access Bank buying fully depreciated cars, which are still very good on Nigerian roads. I later told him I want to further my studies. He said, "Tunji, if you really want to further your studies, make sure I don't look for you when I needed your service. Arrange the movement." I said, "Okay, sir." I did. I finished my first degree. And I told him I want to do my master's. All through the way, he's been there. Completing that program, one early morning, I went to thank him for everything. and still needed more. I told him now I'm a graduate. I needed something else to do rather than driving. He said, okay, we'll discuss it. Before I knew it, HR called that I should submit my documents. Within a short time, I was given a professional job in Access Bank. I work in administrative departments. Thank you. He said, okay, Tunji, now you've gotten a job. Can you go and face your administrative job? I said, no, sir. I understand the benefits in between. I said, no. The nature of job I have, I can do other things. I can work with you and also do my administrative job. He said, okay, if you think you are fine. We went ahead. Appraiser comes. He's always supporting me. Family-wise, he's always there. I know one thing about him. You cannot easily approach him if you are not prepared. He might not be smiling, but he's ready to support you all through the way. At some point, I had some family issues. I wanted to talk to him. I will get close to his office, I will run back. I will be close, I will run back. The face is always very tight. I put on the courage another day and I went straight to him. Sir, this and this and this and this are what problem I have, and I want you to look into it. He said, okay, Tunji, it's okay. Before you know it, it's always there. He's a noble man. I had many opportunities through him, and today, when you hear him talk, if you are wise, you listen, because I gain a lot of fearless and strong drive from him. The nature of work I do made me to learn that whatsoever you hear dies inside you. It's a profession, but I thank God today, and I want to speak to Access, the warriors, and the fearless. There's one thing he usually says: we keep going. No matter how difficult the task is, you hear him say, we keep going. Lastly, in my conclusion, I worked with him for almost 20 years. He has never insulted me, but one day, he said, Tunji, are you freaky bunker? I don't know the meaning. I felt bad for some days. But before the week runs out, the late Herbert Wigwe did something wrong, and he said the same. Chizzy, are you freaky bunker? I said, okay. I'm sure he doesn't have any arm. He doesn't have anything inside him. He's just trying to see that I do something right.